Hey everybody, my name is Asia and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be filming my August TBR. So there's a lot of books on my August TBR, so I don't know why I did this to myself.
I hate myself. Oh, I hate myself. I hate myself. Oh, I hate myself.
I have two announcements that I need to make about book clubs. So I'm a co-host for one book club that's starting up called Stacks of Strange. My other hosts are Crystal from Crystal's Visions, Rain from Brews and Binds, Amy from Amy Reads, Kat from Kat Chats, and Marcy from Marcy Reads. And so we're just going to be reading weird books, and for August we're going to be reading Follow Me to Ground, which is a book that I haven't heard much about, but Kayla from Books and Lala just read this. We decided on it before she even talked about it, but that made me even more excited because she did really enjoy it. And the second announcement is super exciting for me, and I am starting my own book club with Emma from Emma's Reading. She's Emmy is Reading on Twitter, and we started our own book club called New to Swoon. And basically we both just want to get more into the romance genre and more just like subsections slash tropes specifically. So basically what we're going to do is every month we're going to pick like a trope, and then we're going to pick 3 books, and then you guys will get to choose. I will open a poll on the Twitter, which is just New to Swoon, and I will open it for 7 days, and then you guys just get to vote. We'll read it in the month that it's assigned for, and then have a live show at the end of the month. So for each one we're hoping to get one guest. Mostly we're going to try and get people who are almost like experts in that category. So they will probably have already read all of the 3 books, but they don't have to read them if they don't want. We just want them there to kind of like give us their perspective and everything, and I'm super excited. So our first month is going to be September, but we both wanted to put out an announcement early about it, so then that way I can open the poll, the first poll on the Twitter, and it should be open by the time this video is posted. I'm going to open it as soon as one of us posts our TBR. So our first little subsection that we're going to do, which is for September, as I said, is sports romances. And we thought this was kind of fitting because like everybody's going back to school, and sports are a lot of things in like school and university and college and everything like that. So we're going to be doing sports romances. So the 3 books that you guys can decide between are The Wall of Winnipeg and Me by Mariana Zapata. I just know Mariana Zapata is like the queen of slow burn romance. I don't really know much about each one of these, but I've just heard a lot about them, and that's why we chose them. The next one is Pucked by Helena Hunting. This one is obviously hockey. I love hockey romances, and I've heard really good things about Helena Hunting, so we put that one on there as well, and I heard this one's super steamy. And the last one is Long Shot by Kennedy Ryan, which is a basketball romance, and I know Steph from Steph's Romance Book Talk talks about this one a lot, and I'm really excited to read all of these. So I think we have a football one, a hockey one, and a basketball one. So they're all different, and yeah, I'm just really excited to read any of these with you guys. So I hope that you guys will join us in reading a book, especially if you want to get more into romance. And yeah, it's just going to be so much fun, and our first live show is going to be at the beginning of October or the end of September in that area. We haven't decided yet because it's like 2 months out. We just wanted to put this announcement out early. But first, before I do that, I need to pick my TBR star. So I am just going to mix it up. I kind of forget what the colors mean, but I'll remember once I pull it out. So if you guys don't know, I pull out 3 stars from each of these, and I'll leave a comment down below for each book that it is, and these are just books that I own that I haven't read. So I'll leave a comment down below for each of the books, and just go thumbs up whichever book you want me to read in August, and hopefully I'll read it, and if not, I don't know what the punishment is. The first one is Orange, which I know is historical fiction and classics, I think. The next one is Green, which I think is sci-fi. I'm kind of wanting like, I don't know. And the last one is a Blue, which is fantasy. So the first one is Orphan Monster Spy again. This is not okay. Did I just not mix it up that well? I feel like I was like up in there.
You were wrong.
But Orphan Monster Spy was one of the books from last month that people were voting for, but in the end it just didn't win. The green one is Red Rising. How do I know this is gonna be Red Rising? I actually really want to read Red Rising, and I'm so intimidated by it, but... So the first one is Red Rising by Pierce Brown. This is a sci-fi, and I know it takes place on Mars. This is an adult book, and I've heard just amazing things about this. I honestly don't know too much about it. I believe there is like a population that is enslaved to another one, but that's all I really know, and I've heard such good things. So I definitely want to read it. But I've heard about this and I've had it for years, and it still really interests me, but I just haven't picked it up yet. The next one is Orphan Monster Spy, which this was in the last month's pick, which is so weird that I picked it again. Like, I really mix it up, so I don't know. But this is a historical fiction about this girl who's blonde hair and blue-eyed, but she's Jewish, so she infiltrates like a school that's for like Nazi general daughters, and like she tries to get like info and like things for like the Jews and like, I guess not really rebellion, but like the Allies. And the last one is Half-Blood by Sally Green. I've had this book for forever and I don't even know if I would like it now. I just know that this was super popular back in the day, probably like 2015, 2016, and it's about witches. That's all I know. It's about witches. It's kind of weird that they all have red in it, right? Like, look at that. That's so weird. So as I said, these are the 3 that you guys can pick from, and I will put the comment down below so you guys can vote on which one you want me to read. So the first book that I need to read is Into the Drowning Deep by Myra Grant. This is my last book that I have to read for the summer in 24. I didn't read Mexican Gothic, but it's actually the book pick for the Busy Bee book club hosted by Erin from Booked and Busy. So I'm just going to read it then. I also didn't read like my Goosebumps or anything, which I, to be honest, didn't think I was going to read. But maybe I'll read it at the beginning of the month. I don't know. But this one is definitely on my TBR. I would have read it earlier, but my library was just like, nah, you ain't gonna get it. And then I participated in the reading rush, so it wasn't on my TBR. But yeah, so I still have to read this, but I was prioritizing my TBR star jar pick. But yeah, so I have to read this, and this is about like killer mermaids. And as I said in my last video, though I talked about this, is like I want to be a killer mermaid.
Stop it. Get some help.
There was this like submarine of researchers that went down to the Mariana Trench to see what was down there, and there's killer mermaids, and they never come back. So we follow another group of researchers that's going down after them to try and like figure out what happened and why they disappeared and everything like that. So as I announced that I'm in the Stacks of Strange book club, we're reading Follow Me to Ground, which I really don't know anything about. I just know it's weird, but I do have to read that this month as well. So I'm actually going to be part of the first live show for the Currently Reading book club hosted by Allie from Mrs. Dunn Reads, and we're going to be reading Other Words for Home, which is a middle grade, and I know it's told in like prose, and I think it's going to be really good. It's short. So now I'm going to just go into my buddy reads because I have a lot of buddy reads happening this month, and the first one is Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. There's no official anything that we talked about for this. I might just read it by myself, but a lot of people love this book, and Monet from Live as Monet is kind of forcing us all in the Brains and Books group chat to read this. So that's who I'm supposed to be buddy reading this with. So maybe we will do it, maybe we won't. But everybody talks about this. It's an OG. I've never read anything from Laini Taylor before, but I've heard her writing is really, really good, and hopefully I like it. Next, I'm going to be buddy reading Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas with Emma from Emma's Reading, who I'm doing the New to Swoon book club with, and I am excited to reread this. I stopped at the 3rd book, and it is short, so we should get through it quite quickly. I tabbed it out. These are like my old tabs from when I was young, because I read this in 6th grade, and now I'm going into 12th grade. So I read this 6 years ago. I was 11? I think it was like late 6th grade, so I was probably like 12 when I read this, and now I'm almost 18. So that's like, I think it's just so cool. You can see like this copy it. She's been through it, alright, but I'm just excited to read this. I did like it when I was younger, so I actually think I'm really going to enjoy it and appreciate it more this time. So the next book I'm going to be buddy reading, I told you guys I have a lot of buddy reads, is The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. I've heard nothing but good things about this, and I'm super duper excited because this, I heard, is just really wholesome and cute. This is about like this caseworker who goes to this orphanage, and like all of these kids in this orphanage are like extremely dangerous, and him and the guy who runs the orphanage like fall in love, and I think it's just gonna be so cute. Me, Emma, Amber, and Sarah are all buddy reading this, so I will link their channels down below so you guys can check them out as well. Okay guys, I have 2 more buddy reads, and then one read I thought I'm gonna go over. So I'm going to be buddy reading Take a Hint Danny Brown with Nicole from Who Picked This Book, who is one of the hosts for the Summer Fling Readathon, and I'm really excited to read this, even though I did not like Get a Like Chloe Brown that much, even though everybody loves it. In my mind, it's like a 2.5. Like, I just felt meh about it, but I bumped it up to 3 stars because the representation was just amazing. But I really want to read more Talia Hibbert, and I think I'm going to like this book a lot more. I think I'm going to connect with Danny a lot more, and the audiobook really put me off of Get a Like Chloe Brown, so I'm definitely going to try and read this one physically because, I don't know, something about the audiobook narrator just like, it didn't vibe with me. Yeah, I'm excited. I think this one's going to be so cute, and I don't know, I just think that I'm going to like this one a lot more than the first one. So the last book I'm going to be ready reading is Such a Fun Age by Kylie Reid. I'm super excited to read this book. I'm buddy reading it with Rain from Brews and Binds, and this is also the book club book for the Unfriendly Black Hotties book club for August. So we are going to be buddy reading it, and then I'm going to watch a live show, obviously. But this book was kindly sent to me by Molly from Mind of Molly. She is literally an angel. You guys need to follow her. She is amazing. I was just entering a giveaway for this because I didn't own it. And she saw that I was tweeted like to enter the giveaway, and she's like, no, like, you deserve it, I'm gonna send it to you. And then she sent it to me, and I just got it today, and it's so pretty. And I know this follows a black woman who's babysitting for a white family, and so she takes their toddler out to the grocery store, and she's accused of like kidnapping the child. I am so excited for this, especially because the reading rush, this was the group book, but nobody read it. But this book I think is just going to be so good. I've heard only amazing things, and I'm really excited to buddy read this with Brain and watch the live show for the Unfriendly Black Hotties, because I just think it's going to be an amazing discussion all around, and I'm just excited. So I have a couple more books to go over for the Summer Fling Readathon. I'm just going to be like talking about the top row. I do have some other books that I would like to read, but I don't want to like promise too much. So I'm going to be doing the top row, and the first one for that is Down Home Country, which is like read like a country romance. I'm not really into those too much, but I've heard really good things about this one, and the cover is like a lot better than a lot of them, and the covers tend to put me off of like country southern romances. And this is Southern Storms by Brittany C. Cherry. I cannot tell you anything about any of these books. I just took them from recommendations, and I've heard good things about Brittany C. Cherry, and that's why I put it on here. That's it. That's the only reason. The next prompt is Big City Life. So I'm going to be reading Rafe by Rebecca Weatherspoon. This book takes place in Los Angeles, and the guy is a male nanny, and I love when kids are in books. So I think I'm just going to love this book, and it just seems really good, and I've heard amazing things about Rebecca Weatherspoon. So the next prompt is to read a book by an author of color, and I'm honestly just going to double up and use Take a Hint Danny Brown for this, because I have so many books on my TBR, and I just like need to double up somewhere because this is too much. So the last prompt in the top row is Hot and Spicy, so I'm going to be reading Bait by Madison Faye. I'm scared just a little bit. Madison Faye has been recommended to me by Nicole from Who Picked This Book, and her books are really steamy, to say the least. They got banned off of Amazon, so that's interesting. She actually sent me the books, Nicole did. So I actually have Pool Boy, which just came out, and Bait, but Bait is an age gap with an older guy, younger girl, and I believe it takes place in like an academy, like a university. But I'm kind of scared because I feel like this is gonna be my face the whole time. So there's a couple other prompts that I just want to mention as well that I'm hopefully going to be able to get to. So the next one is Dark and Dangerous, and I believe this book has romance in it, at least a little bit, and that is Crave by Tracy Wolf. Everybody has been raving about this. Oh my gosh, I just bought it and a freaking dime fell out of it. Alright. Christine from Editorial Edge has been raving about this book and wanting us all to read it, so I just bought it today. It's a vampire book. I know it kind of looks like Twilight, but apparently it's way better than Twilight. It's nothing like Twilight. It takes place at a like academy, and I'm actually really excited for this. I've been wanting that vampire kick, so I might read this quite soon. But I think it's gonna be so good, and it looks kind of big, but it's not tall, and the font is like low-key big. And I know the second book comes out quite soon, but I don't know, I'm excited. And even if this like doesn't have like dark stuff in it, it has black for most of the cover, so that counts. I also want to read Radiance by Grace Draven, which fits for the Friends to Lovers prompt, so hopefully I'll be able to read that this month as well. Radiance, I know, is about like this alliance, like a arranged marriage from two different species, and they think both of each other are like ugly as heck, but they have like a really good friendship, and then they slowly like fall in love. So I've heard good things about this, like really good things, so I'm excited to read it. And I also really want to read Hero by Lauren Rowe. It really does not fit into any of the other prompts, but it's like a firefighter romance and it just looks so good. So it doesn't fit for any of the prompts, but I thought I would just mention it in case. So those are so many books. I have even more books that I want to read, but I'm going back to school this month, and I haven't been reading that much for the past like 2 days. I basically haven't read. I've just been going on TikTok for like 5 hours a day, which is not a good like thing to do, but I'm also like basically working for my neighbor like 3 days a week as well. I think school's gonna start off quite slow, so we'll see. I'm really hoping to get to all of these books, and I'm starting to get back into like the reading mood. I just needed a little break after like the reading rush and Becca's Bookopoly, and all of it was just a lot last month, but I did read a lot. So I will be posting my wrap up quite soon. I like to film it like after the last day because I want to count every page that I read up until the very end. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you guys want to participate in Stacks of Strange or New to Swoon, and yeah, I'm just really excited for both of those, and I'm really excited just for all these readathons and all of these books. But yeah, that's all I have for this video today, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!
You always posting up pictures, trying to look like you winning. I'm writing rhymes in the kitchen, soaking in moments we live in, yeah. You got the nerve to be on me, faking your life for the IG. If you got my number, don't add me, cause baby